actions that you can't do. This is a lecture series talking about the teachings of faith. As human beings, everyone has desire to attain happiness and to overcome any misfortune. This is the basic human desire. People feel joy when their desires are fulfilled. As stated in the Bible in Proverbs 13:12, it says, "Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life, or a desire fulfilled is a tree of life." So every human being has an original mind that desires goodness and repels evil. So as I say that the original mind is from God, and the evil mind that we have possess is more connected to Satan. So God is a good entity and Satan is an evil entity. So any fallen human being has two minds. They have an evil mind that desires selfishness and an original mind that desires good. Now we need to define all this still. Even God has to be clearly understood, because God means many things to many people. And Satan too needs to be clearly clarified. Who is this being Satan? What does Satan mean? Because people have different notions about Satan. It's always thinking of Satan is individually involved in every individual being, but Satan really is a collective name for any evil being that influences you to do something bad. Same with God. Any good being, any good beings that work together to influence you to do something good is actually coming from God. You can say it's from the Holy Spirit, a collection of good spirits. Direction in the direction of goodness is from God. So, what is the original mind? Now, the original mind, is a mind that comes from God. Really, it's the center. It's when you have a spiritual mind and a physical mind that harmonizes together, that has a relationship, a reciprocal relationship of a give and receive action, centered upon God, creates an original mind. So a spiritual mind is really, it desires good, but then on your spiritual mind you tend to act with your physical body, the physical brain that tells your body what to do. So that action that you do is coming from the original mind. So in the lives of many religious people, there is an intense struggle to realize goodness and repel evil. And you can say the Apostle Paul in Romans 13:10-11, he says, "As it is written, there is no one righteous, not even one. There is no one who understands. There is no one who seeks God." So no one is seeking God. Everyone is seeking themselves, seeking how they can find joy, not to comfort their Father or the original being that gave them life. And even Paul lamented about the struggle that he faces. He said, "For in my innermost self," that's in Romans 7:22-24, "for in my inner being I delight in God's law, but I see another law at work in me, waging war against the law of my mind and making me prisoner to the law of sin at work within me. What a wretched man I am! Who will rescue me from this body that is subject to death? Who will rescue me from this body? Who will free me from this body who is subject to death?" So we know the body will perish, but we have something internal called a spiritual body. We'll be talking about that in the coming lectures of this series. So many of us driven because we do not understand about life beyond this physical realm. So there is a contradiction within ourselves, and that contradiction, really, if you have a contradiction, nothing acquired contradiction is the brink of destruction. But human beings are also in a brink of destruction. You cannot have two opposing forces. Either you have a solid cup or a solid building. You cannot have a building and a broken building. You have to have either one. But however, there is a contradiction in human beings. and that contradiction is between the original mind and the evil mind. So like this is because of ignorance. Like we say there are two types of ignorance: internal and external ignorance. And Buddhism we call it avijñā. Because people are ignorant about the purpose of life. Why are we born? Why are we created? What is the purpose of our life? Do we have a purpose? So they fail to understand that purpose. Jesus said in Matthew 6:19-21, "Do not store up yourself treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break and steal. But store up your treasures in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For there your treasure is, there your heart will be also." So many of our treasures are in the physical realm. But then that what happens, it will be, those are not eternal. I mean, we can have gold, we can have money for the next 5 generations. But how do you know that your next 5 generations is going to have that money? It can be lost in a blink of an eye. So nothing is certain. It's better to store your treasures in heaven, better to build up your spiritual life and a connection to God, than think of making money and becoming a rich man and making other people happy that you're rich and people to envy you and to raise up your ego. So that's why ignorance. Also Jesus went on to say in Matthew 6:28-30, "But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all things will be given to you as well. Therefore do not worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." The ignorance is basically the cause, but more you have put yourself on the mind of God, and more you understand God, more and more you'll be happy in what the external world will give you. You know that you cannot, you can earn a certain amount of money in your lifetime. But then if you seek God, you can earn much more than what you can earn on this earth just by only focusing on the earthly life, an earthly way of living only on material wealth. If you seek God, everything else will automatically be added onto you. So there is a lot of ignorance of the internal mind which seeks God or spirituality or the spiritual world or the understanding what is good and what is evil. So a lot of them think that science can solve all the problems. The material science, the material world, technology can solve all the problems. Like there is a saying, you have guided missiles, but misguided men and women. So a lot of people are guided and they have all these beautiful things, but they are misguided. They don't know what is true, what is truth, and what is lies. So what we are about to present here in this series of lectures, as Jesus stated in John 16:12-13, "I have much more to say to you, more than you can now bear. But when He, the Spirit of Truth, comes, He will guide you into all truth. He will not speak on His own. He will speak only what He hears, and He will tell you what is yet to come." So it is this new expression of truth that we have, that we are about to present to you, the divine principle, the clear interpretation of the Bible and the understanding of the Bible. We know there are thousands of interpretations of the Bible, thousands of denominations out there, but we are trying to show a very pragmatic view of the world and the situation, how we can make it right, and how God is working in history. Because there are basically two sets of thought really that has a focus on history, has meaning to history. One is unification thought, another one is communism, Marxism. Marxism does have understanding of history. They say it's a class struggle. We say it's a struggle between good and evil. So that's also, just in John 16:25 said, though I have been speaking figuratively, a time is coming when I will no longer use this kind of language, but will tell you plainly about the Father. So I believe that this is the divine principle, because we have today, we have amazing technology, amazing, unbelievable technology. It all arised only in this only in the span of 100 years. Only after the Second World War we saw an exponential increase in technology, in man's understanding of how we could master the material world. And that way it is also created a very dangerous society, because it can be used against humanity. And that's what is happening today. People are using against each other. I mean, it's not a kinetic war that is taking place. It's a war of thought. It's a war of minds. And we know that God's side will one day win. And through this series of lecture, we're coming to understand about what is this thought all about. So the new expression of truth. So this truth is very simple. It explains, what the ideal should be, what God's ideal should be of God, and which He envisioned for humankind on earth. And what went wrong that brought about moral decadence in society, the dynamics of it. What went wrong in God's creation? I mean, we are not polygenetic beings. We are monogenetic beings. We come from one set of human parents. And what happened that brought about the moral decline and the clear understanding of good and evil? And what went wrong, the dynamics. And then again we explain how God is working to restore mankind and bring them back to the original ideal, to the ideal that He envisioned from the beginning. History is actually His story. History is not what, when, where, what happened. History is driven by an internal force for a particular direction, particular goal, which we focus on the Judeo-Christian history, which we say is the central history, and the rest of this is the peripheral history. We concerned about Judeo-Christian central history. That's what we are concerned about, and where it is leading to us. We believe that the culmination of Judeo-Christian history is the kingdom of heaven, is God's idea.
Thank you for listening, and we really appreciate it. This is a presentation of the Sanctuary Church founded by Hung Jim Moon, the youngest son of Reverend Moon, also known as Sean Moon. I hope you will continue listening for the next chapters to come. Once again, thank you very much.